I want to address this directly because it's very important to understand, and I think it will bring people a lot of hope to understand it from this perspective. Yes, it does very much echo certain things that happened in Germany, Europe, other places in the 1930s and 40s. Certain events that many people on the right side want to pretend never happened. There's some irony for you. But if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've talked about this period in history where we are clearing out the collective karma of human history. Now, what I mean by that is we're in a period where we are revisiting some of the major stains of our historical past. So we are talking about genocide. We are talking about ethnic cleansing. We are talking about colonization. And we are talking about that thing that happened during World War II. And there's so many others. We also have misogyny. We've got unjust wars. We've got we've got all kinds of things happening now that are very much an echo of some of the most horrific parts of human history. We are in a cycle of collective karmic clearing. Say that 3 times fast. Spirit has shown me multiple times in multiple different ways, and this has come through in some of my psychic preview sessions and my channeling sessions where they've addressed this issue. And they've said that this period in ascension is the spiritual process of humanity trying to evolve, trying to expand in their consciousness to get to a new level of living that we've never had before. One that includes equality, love, freedom, ease, just doing things better as humans. But in order to get there, we have to clear out the stains of the past because everything horrific that happens leaves an energetic imprint, both here on the earth, in our societal patterns, and in individuals who lived them. And so until those energies are cleared, neutralized, those energies are still active and they have the potential to recreate themselves. Now, the good news of that is that this doesn't mean that it is inevitable that we repeat history. No. But instead that the universe gives us opportunities to revisit the trauma from a higher octave so that we can actually clear the residue. And we do that by making different choices, number 1. And number 2, by having a different emotional response to them. So that's why you see people having different emotional responses to what's going on now. Some people are utterly terrified, utterly traumatized. Some people are furious. Some people are in denial. And some people, it's barely even registering what's happening. Now, that determines not only your empathy and, what level of how much you're paying attention to what's going on, but it also shows where people have various trauma imprints on these and other similar acts in themselves, in their soul record, even in their ancestry. So when we are given an echo of past circumstances and we are making different choices and we are witnessing with compassion and we're sending love and compassion and we're crying tears and hoping for a better outcome and praying for a better outcome and we are releasing the trauma of the past, that clears the blueprint, that clears the slate. And that's what enables us to get to a higher octave. Because if we don't clear our traumatic wounds, we just repeat the past in ourselves. I know all of this from being a healer for 9 years and working with people and their spirit guides. I understand this cycle that if you are trying to manifest something and get to some new level, you can't get there if you haven't fully cleared the residue of all the pain from the past that has kept you from getting beyond that before. That's why everything that is happening right now, although it's awful, terrible, gut-wrenching, just awful in every way you can possibly imagine, it is also divine. And I know that sounds like a lot if you believe that divine is only love and light. Divinity also allows us to reckon with the stains of the past, and it gives us opportunities to clear, to heal, to do things differently. Now, divinity is also all about free will, free choice, non-judgment. So it can put circumstances in motion or allow us to go into circumstances that are a repeat of the past without preventing us from doing it again, without demanding that we do it again. So we are having the free will to do it differently. Now, again, why some people who are maybe on the more terrified end of the spectrum of witnessing what's going on now, I get that that might sound awful, that we are indeed repeating the past. But if you look at this from the higher perspective, if you simply look at this from how many people are fucking furious about this, no, we're not repeating the past. If we're looking at it purely from the fact that people are saying, oh no, this is an echo of the past, we better not do that, No, we're not repeating the past. This is all an effort to clear the karma. And as we're having collective conversations and we're mourning and we're fighting and we're advocating and judges are standing up and people are demanding change, we are clearing the pains of the past. We are doing it. And not only do I see that as a psychic who's reading the energy, who's looking at what's happening, and who's receiving insights from spirit, I've been channeling that information in many of my sessions, that we are in this ascension point where we are able to really do the heavy lifting. Because in the past decade or so, ascension has been sort of a small thing happening by individuals who are spiritually awake and aware and are working on their own progress. Now we're moving into a collective phase where we are collectively doing the heavy lifting. And this actually began a few years ago when you looked at the Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter, all the awareness and advocacy for LGBTQ+. As our social justice causes have been moving forward, we have been doing the collective healing, reckoning, and rewriting the blueprint. So from my perspective as a psychic and as a healer who understands karmic cycles and who understands what it actually takes to heal things, whether personally or collectively, my read on this, we are clearing the karma. This is only echoing history because we're doing it. We're in no danger of not making it. We're already on our way.